side of the roof.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For felt bikes ad. The crazy thing about all of this is, let's start at the beginning. Ad.
And then you end with a Miraco ad. Probably Dave Mira.
DC ad.
Who's the DC rider?
Michael Clark, whoever that is.
Mike Hucker, that's Hucker.
Oh yeah. Odyssey ad.
Dude, double page, damn.
No, dude, it gets crazier. Haro ad.
Damn.
No, I'm just putting this into perspective so people can see how the BMX industry works. Vans ad. GT ad. Table of contents. This is probably a picture that they chose to put in here. Actually, this is my buddy Kevin Smith. No, it's not. Hold on, how do I find this? On this page, oh, never mind. I thought this was my buddy's submitted picture. Never mind. But this is a picture that a ride, whatever the word is, a ride contributor took and is in the magazine. This is the first one that's not an ad.
Yep.
GT ad, like I said.
So there's no main articles on this whole thing? I feel like there would be like a main article story.
We'll get there. We've got... this should be my video. This is going to be clipped, and this is going to be my video, because this is going to be the BMX industry in 2007 versus 2020, because that's what we're going to talk about. So this next one, this is a photo by Jeff Z, and this is not an ad. But guess what? The other side, Scotty Kramer. Ad.
Yeah. No.
Ad. Okay, here's a couple more. Davey Watson, that's not an ad. DeGroot on profile, not, maybe. I mean, is that an ad? Could that be paid for to be in there, or do they choose to put that there? Next, Maxis, ad.
Or Miraco. You tell me, look at the shirt.
Well, it says props on Miraco, Dave.
Yeah.
Ad. Keep it going. Athens Final Exam Jam. So this is a Flatland Jam. It's a story. This is actually a story, not just an ad. But guess what? Federal. Ad. Ad. How many
pages? I wonder how many pages of ads versus stories.
That's what we're about to get. That's what we're going to get to here. So the next one, contests and jams. Kind of similar to my BMX news, you know? Then we've got an ad. Jomo Pro ad. Continuing. Guess what, guys? If we go through this, partial ads. We'll keep going. Injury report, ad, staff BMX, injury report. So those are chosen things to go in this magazine. Mike, are you developing a theme here? If you guys are wondering why all of BMX media shows their supporters and their sponsors, it's because of things like this. This BMX magazine, let's just go faster. Actual content, staff picks, actual content, ad for Hoffman Bikes. Trivia contest. Wow, it's something engaging the readers. I'm not hating on this. This is real. This is magazines. Like, you know, this is legit stuff. Ad for the Marines. Changa Reborn. Changa 57. This, oh, just kidding. There's a duo ad here. I was going to say this is the first full thing that isn't an ad.
Mike Ardeline on United, is that what it says?
Yep, and then there's a duo ad right beside it. Just going to keep going here. Some more sponsorship news. Rooftop off red sign. Fuzzy on. Rob Wise on Miraco. What's on RideBMX.com? The future.
I'd say nothing.
Nothing right now. Look, a Sunday ad. This has Jim Selinsky, Ian Schwartz, Vinny Salmon, Mike Hoder, Carl Pointer, Joe Cox, and Mike Taylor. Oh my gosh. It's the first page that's not an ad at all. It's all information in ad, or in stories. See, I'm so in the theme I can't even say it. This is pretty cool. Video reviews. That's actual, that's real deal stuff. some more products. I don't know if these companies paid to have these products here. Would you know that, Mike?
And it sounds a lot like what you were saying the other night, where companies such as other shops that we're not going to name on here would pay a website to make a YouTube video about their product.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
These are my favorite shoes from before, like
I like them
a
too.
long time ago. I used to buy these. I have a couple pairs of those in my closet right now that I'll buy off of eBay because those were like pretty good. So, let's see. So we've got some parts in here. How much does a tube cost? $5. Tubes haven't gone up that much.
Unless you get the orange one.
True. True. We got a full bike test. Where's
Specialized fuse.
You know what bike tests are, where those are at today? Guess what? They're on YouTube. Man, shoes. I'm enjoying this a lot. This is awesome. Fly cranks. So these could be paid products. We don't know. I don't know if they would disclose that information or not.
I think they are though, because they there was a time when I remember Snafu was sending products in. It's no different than what we were just talking about. How our BMX will do a product spotlight.
Yeah.
It's not free. It's
Right.
not free by any means.
Right.
Those companies are like, hey, here's our product. Give us your unbiased review.
Right.
Here's some money.
So, continuing to go this a little faster, we got a story with Fuzzy Hall. Then there's an ad for Above the Influence. It's actually a maze.
Is that the truth thing?
Yeah. I can't believe they thought making people do a maze in a magazine would get them to go above the influence. Like,
Make them more frustrated. They're like, I need to hit something.
Yeah, I need a cigarette. I can't think. We've got a full page. This is real content. I don't know if S&M would have paid for this or not, but this is 20 years of S&M. So this is real deal stuff that was made for this magazine. So it's all S&M stuff here. Some cool pictures. Some good stuff. Chris Muller's in here. Look at that. Muller doing a nice tuck.
It's Photoshop. That's how nice it looks.
Dude, it is a really good picture, though.
Yeah.
That's because Jeff Z took it. But there's like real content in here. Muller looking like he's 30, dude.
Dang, probably is.
Yeah. Still looks like they're in the same space. But it's all this S&M stuff here, so we'll flip through faster. Then we get to the next story. Does that say?
The scenarios?
Scenarios? Sean Burns. I think this is about a video.
I think it says serious. I can't tell because of glare.
Serious. I can't read it.
Everybody, this live stream is brought to you by Hooked on Phonics for Brant Moore.
Serious characters. So this is
okay.
a feature on these guys. Sean Burns, can't read it. Lee Ramsdale, The Gons, Chad DeGroot, and Matt Berenger. So this is pretty cool. This is like real deal content that we've got in here. I can't tell. I doubt this is like sponsored stuff. I don't know though. I don't know what I'm talking about. And if you guys are taking any of this seriously, I'm a freaking idiot. Like, dude, this is not real. I mean, what I'm showing is legit stuff, and we're about to compare it to real life. There's the Gons. Look at that dude. He's wearing a tie, button-up shirt, nice little golf hat. I think that's what that's called. I don't really know. But this is like some thoughtful, nice stuff. Matt Berenger doing an X-up carve on a curved wall ride. Pretty freaking nuts.
And a bonfire.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that there's a fire there. BMX Harvest. The scene in Iowa. So this is a scene report. These don't exist anymore. They might exist. But I don't know. Actually,
the scene probably doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, the North Jersey scene report was a thing. So then this is all some nice content. Like, it's not, doesn't seem to be like paid for ads and stuff. So if you made it this far into the magazine, or you just skipped all of those ads, which no little kid probably did, which I'm getting to the point of these people don't realize that these are ads. Anyways.
Imagine if you were an ad blocker going through the magazine, you have to tear out each page and actually see how much content you have left.
That's the service that's offered in
What you actually paid
2007.
for in this magazine, these 4 beautiful pages.
Yes. So then we get to a Woodward ad for 2007. Who's on there? Morgan Wade and
Neapolitan.
Anthony Napolitan. The Target stickers under there.
You can't miss that tail whip. His tail whip is pretty obvious. He has always had a tail whip looks just like that.
It's beautiful, honestly. Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot about Lucas
Barzla.
Hasty?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Anyways, then we got a ride advertisers index. You guys want to see all of the pages that are advertised on? Here you go. Here's all of them. Guess what? Let's count for. I saw 1 through 3 or 2 through 3s on here. Where's page 1? I don't see. Oh, page 1 is the cover. I see now. So 2 through 3, 4 through 5. We haven't skipped any numbers yet. 6 through 7, 8 through 9. We're looking for 10 here. 10 through 11. Now looking for 12. 13 is on here. I don't see 12. Looks like 12 was actual content. 13, 15's on here. These aren't in order either. They're in order of sponsor, like by name.
Dude, you gotta title this like a catchy thing, like
Oh, I am.
hating on BMX. Boom, done. And then it gets people in the video and they're like ready to hate on you in the comments and they're like, oh, he's actually right. BMX does suck now compared to 2007.
So we got 15, 17. I'm just trying to catch 19, 21. I'm going to count this out and figure this out. So 21, that's like 5 pages so far that aren't ads. 25, 23. I'm just trying to figure out which ones aren't. So 25, 27, counting upward. From 27, 29, duo brand. Okay, we're almost to the ones that I was wondering about. 31, Sunday. 27 was the marine insert. 74, 25. So I don't see anything else in the 30s. 39, ONDCP. I don't know what that is. Woodward is 74. So there's a huge gap. So it looks like a lot of that was legit content that was not paid for, or at least not disclosed in the advertiser's index. I don't know if that's allowed or not.
Like, they said nothing better than taking it down, flip it through RideBMX flip.
It's true. This is true. I used to look through these in school, just flip, 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 just looking at stuff. So looking at these, I mean, I'd say more than half of the magazine is an ad at that point, because there's a pretty big gap there of non-ads. So we've got no ads here. This is a legit piece of content about the desert and some people there. Joel Moody's in here. That guy's an actor or something now. Comedian.
Is he?
Something like that. Chase Hawk's in here. Kevin Porter, probably, I assume. Can't tell. Aaron Ross is in here again. But these are all, like, this is story stuff. This is real. Then we get to the Dan's Comp ads. There's 4 pages. 4 pages of Dan's Comp ads. Then a retail directory where you can buy this magazine at. Then an ad for profile. This sprocket is hanging on my wall right there. That's funny.
It's the Imperial sprocket, right?
In that same color, yes. But this is the 23 tooth that they're advertising. Did you ever ride 23 tooth, Mike?
I rode it on somebody's bike. I think the lowest I ever went on mine was 25 tooth.
Gotcha. Same here. Then we've got steps. Oh, this is a how-to. Wonder where you find those these days. Could it be YouTube?
What is it?
Quarter pipe airs with Scott Foster. Guess what, guys? I've got a video on how to air a quarter pipe.
Me too. And Scott Foster used to shred riding for Odyssey. Real tall guy too. He's like 6'4".
He's got a good air out, and he's wearing some big headphones. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
But he's wearing those. Anyone notice that Brant can't code 10 seconds without flipping his hair? Wait, let me
He
go
just
back.
did it in under 10 seconds twice. Actually, on one.
Let me flip through a couple pages here.
There's 3, 4, 5.
Anyways, all right, back to this page. So this is Van Orman, the guy who made the video that had Hamilton in it that like blew up or something like that. Next we have the Albies ad, which you can't see because it's green screened. After that, we have the letters. Ooh, letters.
I feel like I'm in like an episode of Sesame Street right now, like you just reading us a book.
This is kind of what it's like, but
lullabies.
This is about to be its own video, so stay tuned for that. Letters to Ride
You better
BMX.
be taking notes, Brand. You gotta take notes.
I have a magazine. I don't need notes, Mike. Then we've got Letter of the Month, as well as all of the people who contributed to Ride BMX magazine. That is a lot of people. Then you know what we have? A little bit about Eli Platt, 10 questions at the end. Then we have a Diamondback ad. New logo out now. That's so random.
A diamond.
Followed by an ad on the back cover. Forgot to talk about Sean Burns on the front cover. That is what BMX advertising looked like 13 years ago. Do you guys realize what it looks like now? Because this first part here, being a 13-year-old kid looking at this ad, 2007. I called it an ad.
The whole magazine.
This is what it is. It's an ad. But it really is. So being a 14-year-old kid looking through this, would you even realize that these are ads?
No, because you're just looking through the pictures. You're like, dude, that's so sick.
And you know what happens today? You're scrolling through Instagram and Facebook looking at these things posted by these people who are all ads. They're being influenced by ads constantly, and you have no idea that it's happening. There's more to BMX than what's going on in this magazine and what's going on Instagram. You're only seeing a little bit of what's going on. That's kind of I know I made that a really long drawn out thing, and I'm sorry for that, but it was with purpose. It had meaning that, like, literally, I did not realize that BMX today is no different than it was 13 years ago in the amount of ads and how secluded and how, like, if you aren't in here, you don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You're not wrong. Seriously, you're not wrong. And the only way you got in there was to be riding for the companies that placed ads.
And that's why we brought this up. Kink, Sean Sexton could make it into this magazine on his own. He was at that level. There's a lot of people in this magazine who could have made it in here on their own. Aaron Ross was in here like 4 times on his own. But there's a lot of people in here who wouldn't be in here if they weren't riding for the company.
Well, let me give you an example. Aaron Ross, nobody knew who he was until he rode for FBM. He rode for FBM, and that's how he got noticed, because they did an ad on him. Sean Sexton would have never been in the X Games if he didn't ride for Rockstar. Rockstar sponsored the X Games. That's the other thing a lot of people don't understand about these events is a lot of these events will only bring on riders that are sponsored by the companies that sponsor the event. Look at the X Games list. It hasn't changed in 20 years. I mean, maybe it's changed a lot, but I'm saying you still have a lot of those heavy hitters that haven't phased out.
I didn't know that was the case.
See, and this I'm not saying their skill isn't great, but like I'll give you, there's riders that I've seen in X Games, and I'm like, why? Why are they in there? Like they're not I always looked at like X Games as like an innovative contest. Like if you went to X Games, you were there to throw down the move you've been waiting all year to do.
Yeah.
And now it's like I see kids on Instagram throwing down moves that like you'd never even see ever.
And to this whole point of why I went through this thing, if you never would have told me that just now, I would have never known that there was other things that influenced people who got into the X Games, like the companies who they rode for. And I'm that normal dude who's looking in on the X Games and doesn't know about that. And I'm like heavily, like, I pay attention to stuff now because I make news videos. What do you think the little kid who's watching the X Games, who just got into BMX a year ago and is learning, he's getting pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know that.
Back,
Literally,
listen, back when Nike was sponsoring a lot of riders, how many Nike riders did you see at the Vans events?
I don't know. I mean,
Not a
currently,
lot.
how many other riders go to the Vans events? A lot of those guys are riding for Vans too.
Exactly.
Which
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like they're already. It's basically it's a paid show. They're
BMX
the riders. They just bring a show. They bring it. It's a big demo.
BMX feels it really does feel like it's a club that you have to be in a very specific group of people to be involved with. This magazine is a perfect example of it. Companies are a perfect example of it. The companies who aren't paying to play aren't in this magazine. They aren't on the Instagram pages. They aren't in front of your eyes in BMX. It's
Mm-hmm.
that simple. That's why I went through this. That's why I want this to be its own video. I'm not throwing shade because you got to make money to survive. RideBMX had to make money to exist. Clearly, they have a half of an ad in their whole magazine. Half the magazine is an ad. I mean, obviously, they needed to make the money. I'm not knocking it. I get it.
I mean, the video that you're making right now is all about ads, and he's not knocking it because you're about to see an ad right after I get done saying this.
I mean,
There's
you're
that
right.
ad. Brought to you by whatever it was.
Yeah,
now
brought
that's
to
going
you,
into Brand's bank account.
brought to you by Samsung. but honestly, like that's the point I wanted to make. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what my point is other than like it really is a pay to play thing, and this just shows that if you're not like paying, you're not in there.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind, man. So with that, this is a video on its own. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This is a longer part of a longer live stream. I'm going to end that here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't, and check out the live stream. So Mike,